Okay, so this is a quick introduction to the pen tool in Photoshop. I'm just going to open up a document. Doesn't matter what size it is. But here we go. I'm going to zoom in a little bit and first select our pen tool. You'll notice there are several different options here. The main one we're going to be using is just the pen tool at the very top of the page. It has a lot of features. So the way you start off is you're going to draw a line and you're dictating the ends of that line with points. So let's make a point. Okay, and I just click and release. Okay, the next point I'm going to click and hold, and then I'm going to drag away from the point. And what that does is that brings out these handlebars that allows me to sort of dictate how my line comes into the point that I have just drawn. So if these handlebars are really long, and we can sort of see this here, it's filling in the shape, but I can see the curve of my shape coming along. And then if I were to make another point right here, as you see, this handlebar is also dictating the angle at which the line comes out of the point I've drawn previously. So that's pretty helpful. Once you sort of understand the basic functionality of the pen tool, you can start to make shapes. Notice my cursor changes when I'm closing a shape, and then I can redraw this. This is called a path that I've drawn here, and they show up in this tab called Paths. And I have lots of options with these paths. There are a couple different ways to augment my path once it is drawn. I can hold the Command or Control key depending on whether you're on Mac or Windows. It's Command on Mac, Control on Windows. But you'll notice whenever I hit that key, it turns my cursor into an arrow. And what I'm doing is I'm just selecting this one point, and then I'm able to sort of move this point around, so that can be helpful. I'm going to move this point in. Okay, say I want to add some curves to this point. I would then hold the Option key. It also changes my cursor. It changes it to the Convert Point tool. And then I can add some curves. I just click and hold, or I hold the Option key, and then I click on the point, and I'm able to pull these handlebars out and create a curve. So that I'm going to do the same thing over here. Going to make myself a nice shape here. So I'm using two hotkeys, the Option and Command, or the Alt and Control key on Windows. So that's the Convert Point tool with Option or Alt, depending on Mac or Windows, and it changes your cursor to look like this. That gives you handlebars to then augment. If you also re-click Option, you can then move one handlebar independently of the other handlebar. When I start out, it moves them both, and it kind of creates like a nice curve pattern so that it's coming in and exiting the point at the same angle. But you can change this if you need to by re-grabbing one of these handlebars with the Option key held after you've created that initial change.